Technology in medicine and healthcare is progressing at a blinding speed in the 21st century. This, of course, was not always the case. Prior to the 19th and 20th centuries, medical care remained relatively unchanged for centuries. Galen, in the 2nd century AD, based his theories of medicine on observation and experience. He proposed that health and illness were the result of the balance or imbalance of 4 substances or humors in the body. These were blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. Medicine's goal was to restore the balance of these through remedies, usually derived from herbs, and various procedures. One of these procedures was bloodletting. Right up to the 18th century, bloodletting was considered an effective treatment for disease. A blade or fleam was used to open a vein and let out the bad humors that had accumulated. George Washington was treated for what is now believed to be epiglottitis in 1799 by removing about 40% of his blood. At the time, the younger physician questioned this approach, but the established medical opinion prevailed, and the patient died shortly thereafter. We can assume the bloodletting didn't help. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the development of technology picked up the pace. Vaccinations, anesthesia, the acceptance of germ theory and the discovery of antibiotics, X-rays and other imaging technology, genetic discoveries, and the pharmaceutical advances came in comparatively rapid succession. But now in the 21st century, one of the most revolutionary and disruptive developments in medical technology has appeared and is quickly having an impact through all aspects of healthcare. This new game changer is artificial intelligence. But what is artificial intelligence? It may leave some people cold just hearing that term. We're going to talk about the positives and some concerns about artificial intelligence now. But first, let's get in where it's warm. This is better. In the 1950s, Alan Turing and John McCarthy started to seriously consider what a thinking computer would be like. Today, AI is rapidly being applied to a vast range of disciplines. While there are several definitions of AI, it generally refers to computers that respond to stimulus in a similar way to humans, computers that have the ability to ponder and use good judgment. AI combines information from a variety of sources and uses it to extrapolate and reach conclusions. Basic principles may be applied as governing criteria, such as efficiency and speed. A truly effective AI will also be able to adapt to change, to intentionally grow in ability and knowledge. All of this is done through complex algorithms that may and often will exceed the speed and complexity of the human brain. In healthcare, AI is being applied through a broad spectrum. As a tool in medical diagnostics, it is being used to help diagnose patients with disease, in some cases earlier than previously possible. For example, AI has been used by radiologists to assist in diagnosing brain bleeds, to detect early changes in the eyes of diabetic patients, to find breast lesions, to identify risks for stroke and cardiac disease more effectively than possible with conventional approaches. We've discussed how challenging electronic medical records can be for both the provider and coders and billing staff. AI is helping to create a more intuitive interface and to automate tasks more accurately and efficiently. Technology similar to Siri or Alexa may one day assist at the bedside using natural language processing. AI may also assist in prioritizing tasks for the provider to direct them to the most important information, as well as automating some more routine tasks like medication refilling. AI is also assisting with much more comprehensive monitoring of patients through integration with wearable tech and smart appliances in the patient's homes. Utilizing the continual collection and analysis of vital signs and other data, an AI system can sense changes in health like mobility issues or mental confusion and notify providers. Especially useful for patients in remote areas, using smartphone cameras, AI systems have been able to more quickly diagnose skin cancers, wound status, and even offer clinical decision support in diagnosing other diseases at a distance. In the area of pharmaceuticals, AI is helping to fight drug resistance by identifying infection patterns and signs of resistance earlier. AI can search patterns of molecules that are too complex for humans to identify, which may be new effective drugs. AI-assisted clinical trials can speed up the process of bringing needed medications to patients faster. It is estimated that AI applications will bring approximately $150 billion annually in savings to the healthcare industry in the U.S. alone. This new technology is considered one of the best investment options in healthcare. But the concerns about AI also need to be considered. One is that all of this personal data being collected could be vulnerable to hacking, with patients' intimate information exposed or used in harmful ways. Regulations cannot keep up with the technology, so existing laws may stand in the way of more widespread adoption of AI. AI systems don't ask why something is the way it is. It just presents the findings based on pure analysis of data. But the logic behind a diagnosis and the deciding one course of action over another is a key aspect of healthcare. Without that reasoning, the decisions made by machines may be suspect. For example, when analyzing the frequency of a medical disorder in a population using hospital EMR data, is the resulting conclusion really the incidence of that disease or the frequency the code appears in the charts? Fears of AI replacing clinicians in the near future are probably unfounded. But as more cost-effective approaches to healthcare are sought out, combined with lower numbers of those entering the medical profession, some say that a significantly increased role for AI in medical care is definitely in our future. I'm at Denver International Airport, or DIA. This airport was the largest in the United States when construction began in 1989. One of the key features was a high-tech computer-driven airport-wide baggage handling system. Despite some questionable features such as the plan to have baggage mechanically flung through the air into the plane's cargo hold, it was heralded as a great technological advancement. In actuality, it became an unmitigated disaster that was $2 billion over budget when it opened in 1995. The entire baggage system idea had to be scrapped. DIA was almost DOA. The reasons for the initial failure of DIA's technology include poor planning and an overconfidence in the capability of the current technology. Artificial intelligence has the potential to be the most transformational change in the history of healthcare. However, heeding the lesson of Denver Airport, a careful and deliberate approach will be needed to avoid what could be disastrous results. But right now, the future of artificial intelligence looks bright. As we take this giant leap forward, however, it is important not to lose sight of the history and traditions that form the foundations of healthcare. While we may not believe in the four humors or practice bloodletting, we still find new drugs in herbs and other natural substances. While the use of advanced technology is applied to address our physical illnesses, many still champion a holistic approach to medicine which includes our emotional and spiritual needs. The warmth of a caregiver's touch, the intuition of an experienced physician or nurse, and the benefits of human interaction can't be replaced by a machine. My dream is that the new artificial intelligence tools will automate and take on many of the routine and time-consuming tasks that pull our providers away from directly caring for us and allow them to practice good old-fashioned healing.
stick ahead.